Today we're going to discuss AI's impact on business models. How will AI impact your business model? Now, we all know that AI is transforming our world at a breathtaking pace. And that all started with one day, November 30th, 2022. Now, exactly what happened on November 30th, 2022? This is when OpenAI first released ChatGPT to the public as a research project. Now, within 5 days, there were 1 million users tried ChatGPT. Within 2 months, 100 million users got on board with ChatGPT. Today, in November 2025, after 3 years later, there's more than 800 million users in ChatGPT at OpenAI. This is the fastest ever in human history a technology has been adopted at that speed. Now, just to put things into perspective, to get to 100 million users, you know how long Netflix took? 18 years. Spotify took about 11 years, Facebook took 4.5 years, and ChatGPT took only 2 months. Only 2 months. Now, why is that the case? What happened? ChatGPT is a generative AI. It can create content compared to your traditional AI, which can predict, and do optimization, all sorts of stuff. AI is not new. AI has been there since 1955. But when generative AI became public on November 30th, 2022, with the creative power that it could create, design, innovate, there has been a mad rush of investment in the world. 2025 alone, $1.5 trillion T with the T has been invested in AI-related products and services. And this just simply going to continue for some time. Now, because of all of these investments, also the quality of the services offered by the large language model driven solutions are also improving significantly. So in 2022, large language model had a capacity of 3,000 words in one session. Basically, it's the memory context. It could, let's say, maybe just a large article. In 2025, large language model, the memory context is about 1.5 million words in Gemini 1.5. Well, that is almost like an entire library of books can be memorized in one session. And some of the model has already passed 2 million words as well. So you can see that the improvement is happening at an exponential speed, and that is creating tremendous opportunity. Now, why generative AI is so created such a buzz compared to your traditional AI? Traditional machine learning, we have been using them for some times in the businesses in niche areas. It can analyze data, predict outcomes, optimize processes. Basically it was driving efficiency and automation. Whereas generative AI, because of the power of it can create, it can design, and it can really transform processes. It can drive innovation and imagination. And that's what created this tremendous opportunity. So think about it. If you are running a marketing campaign, instead of manually creating your visuals, manually creating your ad copy, you can ask a large language model to create your ad copy, ad variations, generate your visual content. And that is powerful. If you want to create a video or image, you can create them using just a simple text prompt. This has created tremendous opportunity. So the difference between the traditional AI and the generative AI is yes, traditional AI helps you make decisions, whereas generative AI helps you design, create, and innovate. And that created tremendous, tremendous opportunity. So your business model can be totally augmented by the power of generative AI, and it can also come under attack from new competitors or your existing competitors. Well, the one question that you really have to ask yourself, you know, could AI make your business obsolete? Or if you're optimistic, how can I use AI to enhance my business, improve my processes, improve my products? Both of them are possible. It all depends on what you do with AI or generative AI and how you approach AI going forward. So, before you can answer how your business model will be affected, we have to first understand the business model. What is a business model anyway, and how it works? But before I get there, let me tell you a story about this company called Stack Overflow. Stack Overflow is a company that has been, their business model is actually very quite simple and genius. They were generating content based on crowdsourcing data. Um, if you're a software developer or an engineer, if you're running a software and you're running into some issues and you cannot solve the problem, you would go to Stack Overflow, upload your problem, and ask for opinion from people. Say, hey, how do I solve this? I'm getting this problem. I'm writing a VB code or I'm writing a Java code. I'm having some issues. How somebody help me? And experts around the world, would comment on your problem and they will give you all sorts of solution. That has created a dynamic conversation between, requester and the solution providers. And this dynamic interactions has created a ton of traffic for Stack Overflow. So Stack Overflow's business model was or is basically facilitating that exchange of information between multiple parties, and that they created a knowledge from this. That knowledge base has been their bread and butter because people would come for this knowledge. They would generate a lot of traffic, and Stack Overflow would capitalize on that traffic and make money from an ad revenue. Well, here's what happened when ChatGPT came along. Stack Overflow's business model totally got shattered. Why would somebody go to a Stack Overflow, upload something, wait for several days or months to get a solution, when you can simply go to ChatGPT and simply ask, "Hey, upload your problem," and ChatGPT gives you a immediate response and also helps you troubleshoot your problem as well. So you can see what happened here with Stack Overflow. Their entire business model is under attack. Of course, the result is pretty obvious because their number of active user counts has, even though the users did not leave their site, but the active user visits has gone down significantly, basically challenging their business model. Now Stack Overflow is in a fight for their life, trying to figure out how to stay competitive because they would have to offer something to the customers that instead of them waiting for a long time, they can get value. So it has to be more than what ChatGPT or any of those large language model can provide. So while Stack Overflow is dealing with their problem, I'd like to ask you, what is your business model? Is your business model is also going to be like Stack Overflow? Are you under attack? Could your business be affected by this new capabilities of ChatGPT or those large language models or generative AI? Think about it. All right, so this was like a doom and gloom story of Stack Overflow. But before we get to how your business model may be affected, let's talk a little bit about what is a business model is anyway. When you take away all the jargons and strip away all the complexity, business model is very simple. At a very high level description, if a business model would be how a company creates, delivers, and captures value. So how do you generate value for your customers? How do you produce those that creates the value, and how do you deliver the value and make money? That's really the concept of a business model. And the whether you are a small mom and pop shop in the corner of the store, corner store, or if you are a multi-million, multi-billion dollar mega business, it doesn't matter. All businesses follow the same model. You create value, you deliver that value, and you get some money back for that value. So you have products and services, you have your operation, and then you have your sales and marketing. Now, if you dive into the details of it, the three pillars, what do you offer to your customers? Are you offering product or are you offering service? You need to take a look at this. Basically, what is your value proposition? And then how do you operate? How do you actually create that value? That involves your people, your processes, your technology, your resources, your partners. There is a whole chain depending on how complex your business is. So you got initially your products and services, then you have your operations. And then the last part is how do you actually make money, your revenue stream and your cost structure. How much does it cost you to produce this product? How much money you're bringing in? How do you get to your customers? All of that. So the three pillars, remember, value proposition. What do you offer? How do you pull it off? And how do you make money? All of these areas can be affected by the capabilities of generative AI. And that's why you cannot simply ignore it, right? All right, we talked about the Stack Overflow, how their business model is under attack. We talked about what a business model is. Now let's take a look at the other side of the story. How are some companies using generative AI or the power of this, AI going forward? This is a company called Klarna. Klarna is a buy now, pay later type of a company. What their business model is, you buy something, in a credit, and then you pay for it later on in a monthly payment. Because of the way the business is set up, they generate a ton of customer service calls. And obviously, their customers are not happy when the call is, they have to wait too long on the call. So Klarna has decided to take a very measured approach to use large language model LLM driven a voice assistant that could act as a customer service representative and to answer customers' call. They didn't just put out a crappy chatbot out there that it sounded robotic. They really took their time and making sure they tested their chatbot and create a customer friendly AI chatbot that people could actually call, talk to the bot, and the bot would respond with a human voice, and if there was a problem it would forward the call to a actual human. With their measured and calculated approach, their solution basically in the first 1 month took in their assistant almost 700 man hours worth of customer service calls. And what is even more interesting is that their service wait time or customer waiting time went from 11 minutes to under 2 minutes. And then if you look at the cost revenue perspective, just because of this, savings of 700 man hours, reducing time, they had a $14 million of additional revenue just in that period. So what happened in this scenario is with the effective use of AI driven chatbot, they were able to reduce cost, improve customer service, and at the same time reimagine the entire customer experience from end to end. So it's not all doom and gloom. There is opportunity here, tremendous opportunity here as well. So the question is, how are you going to leverage this technology for your company, for your benefit? I want to share with you an action plan that you could do. First of all, you have to really 4-step process. Scan the market, scan the landscape. What is your competitors doing? You know, what are the emerging tools that you could potentially use in all the three different areas? What are the emerging AI tools that you could use in all three different pillars, the product creation part, operation part, as well as the sales and marketing side, right? And then map your business model. Take a look at you really have to look at what are you offering now. Can those offer be made by somebody else? Is your offer still valid? Can you improve them? you know how's your operations going? Is your operations can be improved by AI? And in the monetization area, how can you leverage AI to monetize? So once you map that with some of the AI capabilities, then you can identify risks and gaps. Does your business model have any gaps that might let a customer, competitors come in, or someone else take over your business? And if you identify your vulnerabilities, you can be prepared to use AI to probably stop them, or where you can even innovate further, using the new capabilities. And then the last thing is, once you have identified opportunities and the gaps, you need to prioritize. You can't simply, do everything. If you have identified 100 ideas where AI can help you, you may want to just start with one or two pilot project. You can simply test the water, making sure that you show success, and based on the success, you can and take it to the next step, right? So, one word of caution here, because there is so much hype at the moment, there's so many shiny objects out there, there's so many AI product coming up almost every day. Do you know that since 2022 up to 2025, there has been at least more than $22 billion company was born, and that is a record in history. So while there is all this shiny object out there, you need to be able to focus on what is real, what is not. The goal is not to chase every single solution that is out there. You need to identify the right AI tools, the right use case, and implement the one in a measured, controlled way. AI is here. It is raging like a wildfire. It is changing our world at a breathtaking pace. And you don't have a lot of time to wait and see and then implement AI for your business, because AI is rewriting the rules of business. The question is, are you ready to play in the new world? So just to recap, take a look at your business model, see what you offer, how you create them, and how you deliver those value to the business, and which area of your business model that AI could be used to help you, enhance your existing process. Even some areas you might find that you are able to create new offerings, new products and services. So I am pretty sure that you are looking at your business, but hopefully with this discussion, you are able to take a critical look at your business model and identify opportunities for AI and take your business to the next level of success. Thanks.